Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another segment of Dr. Vita Presents Infertility Awareness Week. And today we have a special guest, Deanna Robinson. She is the EMF gal. And so I first met Deanna when she reached out to me and she said, hey, EMFs play a role in fertility. And I said, yeah, they do. Because when I was trying to get pregnant, this was something that I was very, aware of. Mm-hmm. And so I started to take measures, very small measures, to try to protect myself from EMFs. And so there was a lot more that I could have done back then, and there's still a lot more that I could do now. And so she's going to educate us on this. I've talked to her a few times about this topic. Mm-hmm. She's a company called EMF Solutions, and I've actually talked to the founder of that company. And so we're going to be doing some testing on their devices. And so I love that this is a company that's open to scientific research and things like that. So welcome, Deanna. I'm so happy that you're here with us. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I have been with EMF Solutions since 2019, and it's when I was exploring, what kind of EMF devices can I use for my clients. I've been a feng shui consultant for 20 years, so I was looking for the right product or products. So when I discovered EMF Solutions products, I was just like, this is the best. I can really make a difference with people in their health and do every day that I'm helping people. I feel like it's my mission now to help as many people as I can, is to harmonize the EMF so it's taking the harmful EMF toxins off the body. So my passion, and I'm grateful, okay. So very grateful.
Okay, so you said that you were what kind of consultant? You said you were something consultant before you worked for EMF Solutions?
Feng Shui. Feng Shui is the Chinese art of placement. It's all about working with energy and qi. And, so when I would go into a home about, people always interested in love, career, and health. So it's like I was a little frustrated because how do you help people with their health? So that is why I decided to do what I could in an active way with remediating EMFs.
Amazing. Okay, so tell us what EMFs are. What are EMFs?
Well, electromagnetic frequencies, basically radiation. Anything electronic has some type of a frequency, whether it's electric, coming from the electric source, or from the radiation from our Wi-Fi routers, anything Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Smart meters, towers, radio towers, power lines, all of that. Those all create tremendous amounts of radiation, and it is the largest invisible toxin that we're exposed to today.
And so what are the effects of these EMF waves on our health?
Oh my gosh, Dr. Vita, there's so many. The number one is sleep. People have a difficult time sleeping, and also increased fatigue. But that's just to name a few. But that's the number one thing with the products that we use, that people find a huge difference in their sleep. And here's the thing, when your melatonin is decreased, it actually is one of the leading factors for breast cancer. So having great sleep also can protect against breast cancer. And by the way, I just want to do a quick follow up on that. When women wear wire bras, it acts like an antenna, and that radiation goes right into the breast tissue. So I'd really like to encourage women not to have metal, because here's the thing, metal draws EMFs, just like when we're sleeping in a bed where there's metal. It draws, so we always want to fix or harmonize where we sleep first.
Okay, so you mentioned sleep. And so I am interested in the possibilities of whether like our cell phones, for example, are impacting sleep. Is it because of the blue light, or is it because of the actual like Wi-Fi signal and mobile network?
Anything that's wireless, Bluetooth, all of those are impacting our health greatly. There's a group called bioinitiative.org and /conclusions. There's a lot of research there. But what they had determined, that the levels that are not impacting our DNA is anything 30 milliwatts per meter squared, and our phones are over 2,000 milliwatts per meter squared. So the level that's not going to have the impact in DNA is 30, and that yet 2,000 is what we're holding. We're putting these mobile phones in our pockets, and with men, putting it near their reproduction, their testes.
Oh, don't worry. We say all of the words on people know I say
it. Well, it's what there was a stat I saw that from 1971 through 2011, that the sperm count in men has gone down by 50%, and that's ending. Ending 2011. So since then, the increased frequencies from all the towers that have been put up, and all the, just so much impactful. And that's why so many couples are having trouble getting pregnant, because if you don't have a strong sperm, and able to, move around, and it's impacting people's ability to have children.
Okay. So, all right. So now we also have cables and wires that also give off a little bit of this. Now, is that below the 30 milliwatts per meter squared?
Well, any if we're talking just about on the electrical level, the area that's not impacting danger is the level 1, but I'm often seeing higher levels. So the cables and things, a lot of times when people have cables and it's in an office, they often have a Wi-Fi router, and the Wi-Fi router is super strong. It's like when I have my meters and I'm measuring it, it just goes off the chart. And so, anything that's electrical, with our home harmonizers that we put on the outside of a home, it remediates that and puts a magnetic field in the space. So that lessens that impact on just the regular cables and electrical wires. But then we have other things to help with all the Wi-Fi craziness that's, we're like in a microwave oven right now.
So my question was, should we be concerned about whenever we have for example, our computers charging, or our phones charging, should we be concerned about that electrical connection as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, because it's emitting a lot of radiation, and particularly don't charge your phones in a bedroom, and definitely not next to your bed. If you're going to have a phone in the bedroom, make sure it's remediated, and just to give an extra, sense of feeling of safety, you can put it maybe on a nightstand on the other side of the bed, or I meant a dresser, right?
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit more about what your so you're the EMF gal, and then you are the distributor of products from EMF Solutions. Is that correct?
That's correct. Right. And I'm certified through them. I'm a certified EMF specialist. And so I work both virtually and in person to help with people's homes, and both in the home, on their body. We have personal wearables, and even things for the car, and of course devices for the children. Very important right now.
And how does one become an EMF specialist?
I was invited in to be a specialist because of my feng shui background, having worked in the health area, and it is I studied with a trainer and went through different courses and took tests and things like that in order to pass and become a specialist.
So this isn't just somebody just selling us stuff. This is somebody who actually was trained to.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So when you and I talked, you mentioned that there were some implications in these EMF waves reducing the egg count of fetuses in the stomach. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, yes. Well, Dr. Barry Trower, who is a physicist from Britain, former and a microwaves using microwaves as weapons, is now like really telling people that women who in the first trimester are around Wi-Fi devices that include anything like your cell phones, laptops, whatever. It has a great impact on the eggs in the female fetus. If the woman is carrying a female fetus, there's the first trimester, she's creating 400,000 eggs. And if she is around a lot of Wi-Fi or radiation, let's call it radiation, it on the third generation out, it actually can impact a woman or the grandchild actually have children. And if we just look at mice going 3 to 5 generations out, they can't even produce. So it's a huge deal. And it can lead to women not being able to produce in the third generation out with the grandkids. It's huge. Catastrophic is actually what he says. Yeah.
That's awful. Are there any implications that EMF isn't ideal or that it harms fertility in particular?
Well, I have a couple of stats here. It's just showing when you have EMF, any kind of devices that you're near it, what it's doing, it's showing, resulting in an altered heart rate variability, fetal, and reduction in melatonin levels in newborns, and fetal exposures to MRI in the pregnant mother, and greater susceptibility to leukemia and asthma in the child where there have been maternal exposures to EMFs. So, basically, when a woman is pregnant or want to be pregnant, and after she has her children, when you're around a lot of radiation, it's affecting the newborn and the children.
And so, are you saying that EMFs could potentially lead to greater miscarriage rates, or that maybe they lead to greater birth defects?
Both. Absolutely both. I mean, because it's radiation. It's like when you're in, when you're in a cooking food in a microwave oven, the protons are moving very fast. It's called, shaking and vibrating, or like subatomic chaos. So if you have that exposure, and you have a fetus in your stomach, and you have all this shaking and vibrating, it's like there's radiation that's happening to the child, and all sorts of things can happen, both to the newborn and to the fetus inside the mother. So it's a big deal.
Now, on a side note, you're the expert. So when we put our food in the microwave,
yeah.
Like if that's okay, or how we should heat up our food.
Not really. It's like you're eating radiation.
Oh my God.
Radiating. When there's been studies where you take water, microwave water, and you water a plant with that microwave water, and at the end of some period, like 30 days, compared to just tap water, the plant that's been microwaved with the water dies. So, and then on top of that, anytime I have my meter with a microwave, it just goes off the chart. So here's what I did with my microwave oven. I unplugged it and I use it for storage,
Oh.
Now that being said, the good news is that we do have a device clip that we can put on the power cord of the microwave, and then it will not have the impact on you or your food. So that's the good news. So we have devices pretty much for everything you have, so that we're harmonizing and taking harmful effects off your body.
So let's talk about the products that you work with. How do they work?
Well, first of all, they're earth-based materials, And what they do is they harmonize the harmful effects that the EMFs are currently having on a person's body. I'll show you one. So this is one that we use. We put it near the smart meter. Let's see. Wait, I got to put it in. There we go. We put that right next to the smart meter. It either hangs from a pipe or is connected, in the wall. And what that does is it creates a harmonic field in the space so that it actually remediates anything that like coming from other people's smart meters, your smart meter, any other people's Wi-Fi, devices, especially if you're in an apartment. We use different devices for the apartment or condo or house. Oops, there we go. So this is what we put in the walls.
And what are they? What are your products made out of?
They're made out of like types of rocks and crystals, but they're not made from the common crystals that you think of, like orgonite or shungite. None of those. Those are not. They, just do a partial remediation on the EMFs, but they don't address the root cause. The root cause is something that was discovered by Dr. Martin Paul in 2013. And what it is, it has to do with the voltage-gated calcium channel. And when you have a cell and it opens and closes to let various nutrients in. So this particular channel called the voltage-gated calcium channel, what happens with the EMF being polarized, it forces that cell membrane door or channel to stay open, and it stays open, leading to free radical damage, DNA damage, and all the bioeffects, which I haven't listed them all, but there's so many. Corey has discovered and addressed the root cause of this subatomic, which is the subatomic chaos, and to harmonize those. And
let's pause there.
Okay.
Just I know exactly what voltage-gated calcium channels are, and I know I've done all the jam. But let's just run a little bit for those that don't know. So basically what you're saying is, whenever there is, for example, and this is on airplane mode.
Good girl. That's great.
Let's say this is on.
Yeah.
And then it's emitting the signal from Wi-Fi. There is chaos. There are like little protons that are there, like little, the smallest bit of atoms that are shooting off of here. And so they're just like chaotically spinning around in our environment. And so when they come in contact with our cells, then that chaos will then cause that voltage-gated calcium channel that allows calcium into the cells. And so that channel is like an electrical type of situation. We actually have things in the lab like electrodes that can stimulate these calcium channels to open.
I love that.
Chaos will actually cause these calcium channels to open, and then now you're getting an influx of calcium into your cell. You're getting more than you're supposed to have.
That's right.
So what are the effects of that, Deanna? What are the effects of too much calcium inside of your cells?
It leads to all sorts of symptoms people are reporting. They can't sleep, lots of insomnia, concentration issues, burning sensations in their hands. Some people can't even hold a phone because of the radiation is so strong from a phone. Greater autism is, in fact, one of the leading causes of autism. Huge increases in cancer. There's 40% now more cancer, brain cancer, from, especially when people are wearing these wireless earbuds in their ears. Alzheimer is huge increase because, again, all the cells, because of that voltage-gated calcium channel, are just feeling, they're just getting crazy with what's happening with them, and it leads to all these different symptoms. And it's kind of wherever the weak link is the body. And so by taking that toxic stress off the body, by harmonizing them with our products, all of a sudden people say, oh, I'm sleeping better. I mean, that's almost immediate. We hear that very often. It's one of our leading testimonies, along with more energy. And then once the body is able to not have to fight that, that shaking and vibrating, then the body can go, I can relax now. And then it sends healing energy to wherever the body deems. Now, of course, we don't make any medical claims on any of this because, once the toxic is removed, then the body can start to heal.
So what you're saying is that there is this chaos with these atoms moving around from Wi-Fi, and that your devices will actually linearize and no longer make that signal chaotic from the Wi-Fi and power lines. Is that correct?
That's correct. It basically neutralizes, or it's like in a magnetic field. And so instead of things going like this and hitting your body and all chaotic, instead it goes like a kind of a smooth line, or just a smooth field, I should say. And then I have to say something, just to let listeners know, there's many ways we test our products. One is blood and thermography and mold and so forth. This isn't one way we test it. However, about 20% of the people, once we've taken that toxic stress off the body, often have some detox. So we actually have, a protocol for detox, like, apple cider vinegar, water, drinking more water, bentonite clean, so forth. So that's another reason we know how our products work, because the body now has to purge. It's like, when you're not feeling good, sometimes you just have to, throw up. So some people are so EMF sensitive, EHSs, that we have to kind of go slow so that they get used to the new, healthy frequency in their body.
So in essence, your devices are not reducing EMF. So if we take a detector, the EMF, it doesn't reduce EMF, but it makes it less chaotic. How do you measure that it makes the atoms less chaotic?
How do we measure that?
Yeah.
Corey Hillis, the inventor of EMF Solutions, he measures these rock-like crystals, and he has a meter that measures those, and they have to have a certain frequency and pass 3 tests. Everything is handmade, so that any product that we use with clients has already been tested. Did that answer your question?
You're actually able to measure the chaos of atoms.
He measures the frequency that the products, the correct products, produce, and it's that frequency at these certain levels that then harmonize the EMFs, so it's not having a toxic effect on your body any longer.
Okay.
Once it's 100%, I mean, one little thing's not going to do it. So when somebody's very sensitive, we need really to harmonize or fix everything that's in their space and take them out of the microwave, basically.
So Deanna, you told us that you have something to cover our smart meters. You showed us that you have a harmonizer to plug into onto the wall outlets. Can you tell us, do you have something for my phone?
Yes. And by the way, the home harmonizer doesn't actually cover the smart meter. It's installed next to it or on a pipe.
Okay.
Because we don't cover because we're not blocking. But so on our phone, we have a device chip. Well, actually, I'll just show you on my phone. It looks like that. Okay. And then we have similar ones that look like this that go that go under the laptop. We just put them one on the left, one on the right side. We have devices for your car, because once again, metal is very acts like an antenna, just like the bra does, and anything metal. That's why we use this under the bed here. That remediates the EMFs. And then we use this for the car because it has metal. And then we have products that you can wear. I'm wearing one right now.
So my question would be, if you're wearing that on your wrist,
right,
is your head being protected? Like, is it enough to cover your whole body, or do you
what it's doing, Dr. Vita, it is putting a harmonic resonance, like a bubble of energy around you.
So on your wrist or around your whole body?
Yep, and it just kind of looks like that. Yeah, and we have them For kids, we have like for girls, they're little sparkle bands. And for boys, we have little things for the kids, the boys. And we also have this in white for the adult bands. So it's very important actually. And this is also something, a wearable that you can put in your pocket, men like this for putting in their wallets. It's always important to fix where you sleep. So that's why we have the room harmonizers that I showed you earlier to plug in that kind of look like that. And so fixing where you sleep, that's why this little blue pad called the Better Z's is great for under your mattress. A room harmonizer is great to give you extra remediation. And then a wearable when you go, once your house is remediated, wherever you go, wearing the band or what we call the personal card, it just helps you be remediated as you're out and about, at the grocery store with everybody else's Wi-Fi or the towers that are everywhere or the satellites. So that's why the wearables are pretty important.
Okay, that's interesting. So
I put it on in the morning because if I go outside, those low orbit satellites can impact me too. And I want to make sure, that I'm harmonized and remediated wherever I go.
Okay, there you go. So Deanna has just given you a rundown on the products that EMF Solutions have. So I am in contact with the founder of the company, and he's interested in doing like some additional testing. So they've done some work. She mentioned that they've been able to draw blood, and they see a big difference, like when somebody holds a phone in their hand without one of their devices, then they put the device. So they've seen like changes in blood, and we're just wrapping up. And so they've also been able to see changes in heart rate. They've been able to see that there was a reduction in like mold growth whenever the device was next to there. So I'll be working with this company to test them in some mice, and to also look in human studies as well, to just kind of uncover more so that we can get a nice, good scientific publication on their work. And
I'm so excited. That is so cool. That is so cool.
It's been amazing just talking to Deanna and Corey, and just how much they really, really want to help, and just hearing their stories about how much these products have helped everyone. So as a bonus, I have put the link right here in the description. If you want to order any of these products from EMF Solutions, if you want to order something for your phone, your laptop, something to help you sleep better at night, something to plug into your microwave, something to carry around with you as you're walking around, you can go ahead and purchase. It's emfgal.com/shop. And then Deanna's thrown in a bonus. If you go on there and where it says, "How did you find out about us?" you put Dr. Vita, she will give you a free $40 product. And so that's one of the clip-ins that you can wear. One of the something that you can put in your pocket. And
no, it's actually it's the device clip. This right here.
Okay, yep, the device clip, correct.
Right, and what that does is it remediates your Wi-Fi. It's one of the most important things to fix right away.
Okay, so you get a free $40 device kit if you book a call with her, or if you buy any other product. So that is major. So you also just book a completely free call with her, and then she can just kind of let you know what's going on in your house. She can tell you kind of the harmful products that are in your house, and then she can come up with a strategy to help you, you and your family. And so Deanna, it was an absolute pleasure having you on here. Thank you for educating us, and thank you for helping other people.
You're so welcome. And like I said in the beginning, I feel privileged and blessed that I get to do this work and help so many people and have a direct impact on their health. So I'm happy to help anyone who wants my help. I'm here, the EMF gal, Deanna Robinson.
You heard it here. Thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you for showing up all week long to our different sessions during Infertility Awareness Week. I will be back in the coming weeks with other great people that are going to come on here and share their wonderful products and talk about their stories. So if you need to contact Deanna, if you need to contact us, you know where to find us.